Hey, Adium, it's Kelly, and it's nice to meet you sort of in person. As promised, I am following up with some information about getting registered for fall, which starts 1 week from tomorrow on September 3rd. So it's just around the corner. So I am trying something new this fall as I'm working with students in creating an individual advising video for these appointments and to walk through the information. It just is a little more personal, and it also just it's easier for me to sort of talk through the things that need to happen instead of just going back and forth on email. Although I've put everything that I'm talking about in an email that you've gotten, so you can follow along on my agenda if you'd like. But here we go. So, welcome to Hamlin. I'm so glad this all worked out, and especially after considering what happened with Argosy, that there is a pathway for you to finish your bachelor's degree, and we're glad that you're doing it with Hamlin. Once you get registered for classes, which will happen hopefully in the next couple days, you will get an email to your personal email address letting you know that a Hamlin email account has been created for you. And that will be your username. My guess is it will be a Tekie01. That's your username, and then your Hamlin email account will be a Tekie01, I think, at hamlin.edu. But you'll get an email with all of that information. So look at that and get logged into your email account, because that is how the university will be communicating with you from here on out. I think I mentioned, so not only do I work with admissions for the program, but I also serve as the online navigator, which means I'm the main advisor for students throughout their time in the program. So I'll be helping you map out your academic plan, your pathway to graduation. I'm here to answer any questions you have. I'll help you get registered each term. So please do not hesitate to reach out to me. Obviously, once you're registered in a course, if you have specific questions about that course or are having problems, the first person you should go to is your instructor, but I'm happy to be looped in on any of those concerns or issues as well to see if I can help out. I'm going to talk a little bit as we get you ready for classes. We'll be referring to this degree evaluation which you received when you were admitted last week. Before I get into that, I want to just talk a little bit about the Hamlin Plan. So the Hamlin Plan is what we call our general education requirements, or those things that make up the liberal arts. It's not necessarily a set number of courses, but it's really about skills and competencies that we think are important for any Hamlin graduate to have, that we want Hamlin graduates to have, and quite frankly, they're the same skills and competencies that employers are looking for these days when they look for employees. You'll see in the evaluation that middle column HP stands for Hamlin Plan, and those are the Hamlin Plan letters. Those letters correspond to a different competency or skill that, again, we want students to gain while they're going through our program. A number of those letters are going to be fulfilled as part of the coursework within the psychology major that you're doing, but some of them are also just standalone ones, and some of them are more typical liberal arts types of experiences as well, as for instance in like fine arts or the humanities or in the natural sciences. So looking at your evaluation, you are transferring in 72 credits. You're transferring in a number of psychology courses. You have 4 left to complete with us within your major. And then in the Hamlin Plan requirements, you have 8 left to complete with us. That includes the transfer seminar, which is the first course that all students in this program take. So you'll be taking that this fall. English 1800, collaboration, 2 fine arts, humanities, a natural science with a lab, and a speaking intensive. The total number of credits that you are going to need to graduate with your Bachelor of Arts is 128. That's what our degree is made up of. So you're going to have 56 credits that you are going to have to finish with us. That's the minimum number that a transfer student needs to take in order to get what we consider to be a Hamlin degree. So that's 14 courses. 14 total courses. 4 of those are going to be within your major. Many of those are going to be Hamlin Plan requirements or just other sort of electives that you'll take to get to that 128 total. So looking at the fall term, you can see what courses we are going to be offering. I know it seemed like you were thinking about going part-time, which is considered 1 or 2 courses per 16-week term. So each of our terms is 16 weeks long, and those are divided into 2 8-week sessions. So each course is just 8 weeks long. I've laid out 2 options for you for courses for the fall. One is at a part-time level, taking 2 courses. The other is at the full-time level, which is taking 3 classes. So if you were going full-time, I would have you take in session 1, those first 8 weeks of the term, the transfer seminar and the biotechnology in your life, which is a natural science with a lab, which is one of the Hamlin Plan requirements you need. And then for session 2, which starts on October 28th and goes for 8 weeks, I would have you take Psychology 3980 Risk and Resilience, which is one of the 4 courses in psychology that you need in the major. If you just wanted to go part-time, then I would have you take the transfer seminar for session 1 and then that risk and resilience class for session 2. So think about that. Let me know if you have any questions, if you want to go full-time or part-time. But I would like to get you registered here within the next day or 2 so that I can get you information about the courses, and most importantly, you can order your textbooks or course materials that you'll need. I want to make sure you have those before the term starts. The rest of the email, I just have some information about start and end dates for the academic year, fall and spring and summer. And then financial aid. It looks, so hopefully you've submitted your FAFSA. I also need you to submit this Hamlin University financial aid form. It basically just tells us if you're planning to go full-time or part-time. I'm assuming you are going to be needing to use student loans. If that's not the case, if you're going to be paying for this all out of pocket, then this stuff is not as important. But if you do plan to use student loans or see what kind of grant eligibility you have, you've got to get your FAFSA and this Hamlin financial aid form in ASAP. In fact, I would say it needs to be done by tomorrow, Tuesday, August 27th, in order to get your award package together before classes start. There's a bit of a lag time from when we receive information from the government after you submit your FAFSA. So I just do not feel comfortable with students starting in a term without having all of that financial piece in place. So I think that's everything. Let me know if you have any questions about any of this. So the most pressing things are just getting back to me about what courses you want to take for fall, and then confirming with me that you've submitted your FAFSA and this financial aid form. And again, I'm happy to walk you through this in a little more detail if you have questions about any of that. All right, thanks, Adiem. Again, welcome to Hamlin, and I look forward to hearing back from you.